Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shot there from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this won't be long. I'm going to just make this real quick and to the point if I possibly can. Just wanted to talk on this recent, madness that's going on with the old, the HOI, Edomite college kids and the Gettite, and as I looked at, that video, then the extra stuff and all the information, that's come out since then, I have my speculations about certain things, but even with that being said, there's a certain way you go about pushing this word, okay? There's order, there's guidelines, there's things that help you do this in a way that edifies and protects you and helps keep you circumspect, so you can watch for certain things. All right, and that brings me to the first precept here in 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, or as I like to call the Elder Uriah precept. Okay, it says, let all things be done decently and in order. So when we're out on the highways and the byways pushing this gospel in love, truth, sincerity, and humility, all right, there has to be an order. Okay, there has to be an order when you come to the camp. There has to be order when you're in the camp, because when this stuff is on video, the whole world is watching. And when you watch that video with HOI and those Edomites, okay, there was nothing decent and there was nothing in order about that. Now, granted, the brothers wasn't going off in the doctrine as far as what I heard, okay? But the thing is, you don't go out and single out people. All right? You don't do stuff to purposely antagonize people so that they'll come in your face, okay? Especially when you're grossly outnumbered. Now, granted, if you're a true man of the Lord and the Lord is with you, then hopefully he'll get you out of that jam. But the thing is, if you do stuff that's decent and in order in the first place, all right, you wouldn't have to pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to get you in a jam that if you were circumspect about, okay, then you wouldn't have been there in the first place, okay? And two, another huge thing when we're out there on those highways and the byways preaching this word, okay, as I said before, doing this in love, truth, sincerity, and humility, the main thing that we have to do after those four qualities is edify, 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 edify. Once again, edify. All right, as you can tell, there were many phones out, there were many cameras that watched the whole thing from beginning to end. And really, there was nothing edifying about that footage. Like I said before, the brother, from what I saw and heard, wasn't going off in the doctrine. But how was that edifying? What was edifying about calling out people, purposely antagonizing them, wasting your time with people, okay, that obviously is not going to get this truth? And from what I heard, this camp is all the way in Los Angeles and you came all the way to DC. You don't do that. I mean, I can understand if you might have been visiting some other HOI members there, but you just came up to DC just like, hey, we just gonna go up to DC when all these people are around. Hey, man, no, man. All that show was I guess for a lack of a better phrase, the so-called stereotype that the world perceives us as. Now, many people have seen us for quite some time, and they know that that's not how a lot of us get down. We have our moments where we do have to get on niggas like that, but for the most part, we don't do that. Okay? And that brings me to First Corinthians 10 and 23. And it says, all things are lawful for me, right? Following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and preaching this word. And it says, but all things are not expedient, meaning that it may not be the best thing to do at the time. And one of the best things that you shouldn't have done at that time was go to DC. And if you did go to DC, it was best that you not purposely antagonize a whole bunch of people where it's going to be on film and draw a huge crowd, because really you all just made yourselves look like a bunch of jackasses. Okay? And it says, all things are lawful for me, like I said, following the law, statutes, commandments, preaching this word, but all things edify not. Okay? Just because you're out there on the highways and the byways and you're talking and you say, yeah, down with Esau, and, you know, call them homos and stuff. Now, if you do that in a generalization, okay, not pointing anybody out, then that's okay. But a lot of the things that I saw in that video, you all were just literally antagonizing people and singling them out. Okay? What's the edification in that? Imagine a young brother coming into the truth, and that's the first video he ever sees. That might dissuade that person from wanting to continue in the truth. Now, granted, if that happens, the Most High wasn't dealing with him anyway, but it's the principle of the whole thing. All right, when we're out there on those highways and the byways, as I said before, other than doing this in love, truth, sincerity, and humility, the fifth thing that we have to do at all times, whether we are on the highways and the byways, whether while we're by ourselves, when we're doing our personal sit downs, okay, we have to edify. If we're not building people up in the correct way and being examples for younger Akim to follow, what is the purpose of doing what you're doing? It's all for nothing. It's all vanity. It benefits nothing. It profits nobody. All people are going to see is a whole bunch of silly Edomites, a whole bunch of silly Israelites doing a whole bunch of yelling for a reason that they probably don't even know or can't even make out. You know, so, hey, that's all I really wanted to say on this subject. You know, just, you know, for you younger Akim who just so happen to see this, hey, let that video serve as a lesson of what not to do. Okay? As far as where you plan to go prophesy, okay? How you structure your camp, what you say at your camp, and how you say it, and just being all around circumspect and doing things that are in order. Because when you have those elements and they come together in unison, that's when the edification comes out. So with that being said, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.